Maliss tier 0 against the deck that I don't know what this is, just Chimera. Let's find out what it is. Begin.
There can only be one winner, and you're looking at it. Let's go.
Dormouse with an MTP, which plays around the Veiler. We're not going to even use the Veiler. Mind you, anyone who normal summons a Dormouse and activates while you have Veiler, you're going to use it. Which means this MTP doesn't have to be an MTP. It could be a bluff. You could set whatever you want. Now, don't set your call with a Grave. Obviously, you'd want to be using it on the Veiler. Ash, attempt to negate the Chessie mate. We're not going to even finger that Ash because we do not need to. An effect good enough to Ash, but we still have so much more better plays that we don't even need to negate that Ash. What the hell? Bro did not care to even finger the Veiler. Allows the Ash, allows the Veiler. This is like Goku just toying with his opponent. He's not playing to his best on purpose. What is this? Go Super Saiyan, what are you doing? Lubellion is gonna be searching. Not gonna even finger you. I mean, he probably would have another Bestial to dodge the finger, to be fair. Crimson Tear, send from the deck here. Engraver, let's reborn back the White Binder because we have the effect to banish 3 cards from either player's grave. Let's Baldrake, chain banish the Lubellion to ensure that we at least have a way to summon our Baldrake, sure. And we now have the negated Allied Code Talker is no longer negated. It does have its Omni Negate still. All that's required is you have to tribute a monster that it's pointing to. It has to be a Link monster. So even if you were to stop this, where, wow, we didn't even try to stop that because it would be unaffected. We have Baldrake and the Crimson Tear used to make the Angel, making it unaffected by monster effects. Now, a really good card to out this immediately is what we already have in our back row. MTP, non-target banish, it's nothing. Druid Swarm, banish the Veiler. We could have fingered the Veiler to stop the Druid Swarm from being summoned. What are you using your finger for? What's the finger for? I just want to know. What are we planning on fingering? There's a lot of effects we could have fingered. We could have fingered the Veiler, we could have fingered the Druid Swarm, but no. We're now Requiem. That's got to be a finger. If I've ever seen anything that I'd want to finger, I'd finger that Requiem. There we go. Morisaki has to be thinking, you had finger the whole time? I ashed you, I Veilered you, I Lubellioned, I Engravered, and you now use the finger? Maxi in the standby phase, which ends our turn, whether we had a play or not. You up, mate? How do we even summon something like the Regenesis Sage? A monster with 2,500 original attack or defense is on the field. You could special summon this, which would be any of the Bestials. Same thing. 2,500 originals on the field. You could then special summon this card. I don't think we even had a freaking play. Let's now I connect, reveal the backup Ignister, which special summons it and searches for a Code of Soul. What? Search our deck for a Dormouse here, as we're gonna discard whatever we want from our hand afterward. At least we hit him with the Full Loss. We could triple Tactics Talent. We're gonna search for a Wizard, not a Maliss. Interesting. Osceola is definitely playing a crazy version of Maliss, which means this is not tier 0 with all these crazy attacks. Okay. Morisaki still can't summon his Regenesis. It's just a complete brick. 2,500 original attack or defense. Nibiru doesn't have 2,500 D, so that would even work off of that. But monster with 2,500 original. What could work from Osceola's extra deck that would allow us to summon our Regenesis? I'm looking at a Cryptor. Originally 2,500 would allow us to summon a Regenesis. Cryptor is the only thing I think would allow us to summon it. What else is 2,500 from their extra deck that we could summon off of? That's it. We have Heat Soul, reborn back the Link Decoder, and just like that, Nibiru up the field, chain our Heat Soul to draw before we get wiped away. We still have our open normal summon. So we were able to force out a Nibiru while being able to summon our Dormouse, which, how did that Dormouse even get to the hand? We're scooping. Oh, we drew it. We just drew it. Yeah, that was like, you just draw it. That's all I got, just draw it. Okay. We have Chimera versus Crystal Beast. Begin. They'll be boosted. Okay. Code will activate to search our deck for our Sword Knight. Let's speed this up since we have no hand traps whatsoever. I'm actually going to Rise. Baphomet, search in, activate Chimera Fusion. Let's fuse it up into the Phantom Beast, which will discard a card randomly during the end phase. Oh. Reborn back the Sword Knight, add back the Chimera Fusion, discard a card to summon the Apprentice, search our deck, randomly discarding the Golden Rule from our hand. Place 2 Crystal Beasts from your deck in the face-up cell and trap zones. That was a good one. What the heck? Off the top of the deck, we have our Rainbow Bridge, Shield of the Millennium. We're going to activate the Sword Knight to summon from the deck. Now, with Sword Knight on the field or grave, we're able to negate an activation of a monster effect on the field. You have Ash negating the shield from searching for another Millennium, plus summoning itself onto the field. Negate. We also have the Chimera Fusion to pop multiple cards in the field as we search for our Crystal Bond. Let's bond it up. Crystal Bond, search in our deck for our Pegasus normal summon play, as we also put into the back row a Rainbow Dragon. That, unfortunately, is the monster effect on field that we couldn't chain link block, thus the Sword Knight negates. From here, we're going to Rainbow Dragon, banish summon from the deck a Mammoth, plus add a Rainbow Dragon from the deck, as we're now going to likely pop both of these cards on field. Come forth, Guardian Chimera non-target pop. We could Ash this effect if it does not get chain link blocked. That would be the chain link block, thus you would not be able to Ash it. We can Forbidden Droplet, negate it. Negate the Guardian Chimera. No draw 1 plus pop 2, a huge negate. Now he's still adding with the effect of the Gazelle when sent to the grave for fusion. Let's make the Dempsey. Dempsey's going to search our deck. This is a setup for Isold. We're going to grab a Courageous Crimson from the deck, send itself to the grave, to equip from the deck a Grief Tablet, search our deck for a Wedju Temple. Wedju Temple, put the Topaz Tiger plus a Senju in the back row, summon a Doom Dragon, activate to push the negated Chimera into the back row. Now, Codal Engrave, sure, it negates, but does it destroy? Do we now lose our Doom Dragon? Let's read that. Yup. If you negate that effect, destroy that card. Oops. Hopefully we didn't need that. Negate and otherwise you would not want to activate that, obviously, if we need it. Let's send you, summon from the back row, search our deck. Looks like we would have needed it for a rank 8 Xyz. We're now going to hit him with the Lancia. The rank 8 Xyz that was denied is nothing in our extra deck, actually. We don't play a rank 8. As we turn all 3 into a Promethean Princess, we're locked on a fire only. Let's Rainbow Bridge, add from the deck another Crystal Bond. You can only activate 1 per turn, though. Let's Promethean Reborn the Dempsey back onto the field. To battle we go. I guess we can't even take out that Chimera. Droplet only reduces the attack. As we now, main phase 2, Raging Phoenix. The Chimera Engrave does have the effect of being able to, only during the opponent's turn, to target a monster in your graveyard to special summon it. We have Codal activating to search our deck. Come to me, a Sword Knight. Let's Chimera Fusion, add back from the grave to our hand. If we special summon, it will trigger the Promethean to destroy on summon. We do not want to do it yet. We're holding. And you don't have to destroy the monster that's summoned. The monster special summoning just triggers Promethean to pop whatever monster we want. Baphomet on summon will be triggering to send a card from the deck to the grave as the Gazelle further searches our deck. I'm shocked that the new White Forest cards didn't come out in this pack. What the heck, Konami? I feel like that would have been a great deck for today's event. Let's Chimera fuse it up into the Illusion Chimera. What does this do exactly? This can attack monsters a number of times each battle phase up to the number of materials used for it. We used 3, so it can attack 3 times. On the first attack, we reduce them to 0, and then on the 2 other attacks, that's 6,200 damage. We're at 2K. We have to do something with our Promethean Princess or it's over. Promethean Princess, pop in the Raging Phoenix. We're going to use the Codal to negate. You're targeting with Promethean. Promethean is a card that could be chain link blocked by another trigger effect, which we unfortunately do not have. With 6,200 lethal damage, even more than that because we have the Guardian Chimera. Let's hop into game 2. Let's go. Rainbow Bridge, grab a Crystal Bond. Let's Crystal Bond it up. Ash, negate the Bond Mate, which does 2 things. It adds and it places a Crystal Beast into our back row, so a double stop on that Ash. come forth and summon the Waterfront. Now, this card is nuts when paired up with the Waterfront. It is endlessly, not once per turn. The opponent activates anything, we're going to negate the activation and banish that card. Now, how do we even activate this? We have to remove 2 Kaiju counters off of the field spell. It only has 3, but it can still activate more than once per turn because anytime a monster card is sent to the graveyard, is it any card? Each time a card is sent from the field to the grave, you activate a spell that's going from the field to the grave, it's going to gain. And that's why the Kaiju Turtle has the effect of banishing the card to ensure that it doesn't further give counters onto the field spell. We will at least activate this twice. We're going to have at least 3 monster negates in the Apollo, about 5 forms of disruption. Sword Knight, field to grave, gain a counter. Apollo, negate, and we now gained an additional negate. Now, I already considered that we would likely have that total 5 disruptions. With 4 more disruptions left, let's hop into a game-finishing duel, right? Let's finish this. Searching for another? Double the Kaiju. 6,600. Wait, like we can't win this turn? How does this work? Special summon. Doesn't it say you can only control 1 Kaiju, right? You can only control 1 Kaiju. Damn. What the hell? We also made use of Brilliant Fusion, which maybe we'll see some Tier 1 players whip out that strategy. Nightmare Apprentice Kaiju Turtle. Remove 2 counters to negate and banish. We have not used up our normal summon. And from here, we can summon the Sword Knight, which can just get negated by the Apollo or the Game Seal. That is a negate mate. Negate. And just like that, we are done. Well. Engraver, search our deck for our track. This is where you could roll them. Let's return back. We got 4 monster negate on the Apollo mate. Discard the Senju. Now, we do have the Grief Tablet to hopefully set up another Senju here. What do we even want to tribute the Game Seal? There's 4 monster negates. There is a Towers, which isn't really a form of disruption, but it's forced board presence. We do have a negate on the Sylvia, and the Morian is going to target a special summon monster to flip it down. We also have Ash Blossom to negate an interaction with the deck. That is 7 disruption for Societia to deal with, and the Game Seal alone can delete 4 of those disruptions right away. Let's see what happens. We're not... So I was saying that you have to equip the Grief Tablet onto your own monster. That's if you want the effect. The effect is only if you control the equipped monster can you add a Wedju card from your deck. So instead of having the effect to search, we're just going to use the other effect of it negates the monster it equips onto. So from 7 disruption, we now drop down to 3 by negating the 4 disruptions off of it. And then we use the turtle over the Sylvia to lose another form of disruption. With 2 left, we have a Morian to flip down and an Ash. With just Ash and Morian, is this enough? Foolish Burial Goods, let's send from the deck to Salvation, which will get negated by the Ash, unfortunately, when they try to search for a field spell is what I'm thinking. This, I would say, is a good negate. Searching for a Crystal Beast and a field spell. You're out of here, mate. Now, does the Nemesis flag work only on a banished monster? Banish monster only. Do you then get to summon it? The banish effect of Salvation will not be good. We have Sylvia being reborn back on the field through the effect of the Chimera King, being able to give us back up to 3 forms of disruption, now down to 2 because we already used Ash. Let's Baphomet, reborn back onto the field. We also have the Sword Knight in grave, which can negate a monster effect. So, yeah, we had at least 3 disruption here. Damn. You know, that was kind of interesting still. Good job to both of you. Thank you, King Mod and Societia. Let's keep on going.